everyone, welcome back to the channel. So, in this session, it's going to be the last session of date time manipulation series. In our earlier sessions, we have observed or we have learned how to perform this date time manipulation using tools like the Power Automate or the VBAs or PowerShell script. Now we are gonna use UiPath and see how this date manipulation works. Okay. Now, before we jump into the date time manipulation activity, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please go and subscribe it. Your support means a lot. And while you're at it, please do like, share, and comment if you have any questions or anything. This way, the content will reach maximum people if they are facing or are if they want to learn more about the daytime manipulations. Okay. So, like I mentioned, if you haven't seen my previous videos of daytime manipulations using different tools like the Power Automate, the VBAs, or PowerShell script, you can just go to my channel and the playlist. Uh, Pick the playlist what as per their tool names, and you should be able to find daytime manipulation over there. Having said that, now we can quickly get started with our conversion or the last series of this particular topic. I have already opened UiPath, and as you could see here, I have opened or I have used a right line activity. Right. So now what I was thinking is that this particular session we will have in a two things in this particular sessions. First one would be that I'll help you out with the basic functions that we have in the UiPath on daytime manipulations or dealing with the daytime activities or dealing with daytime functions, and then a real-time scenario wherein you will have a data in Excel file. The data contains dates in it, including times. How to format the dates in the Excel file in all the rows, not one particular row, but all the rows. So that would be a real-time scenario based. That way, it will you will be able to understand how to use these things in the coding language, right? Or in UiPath. Now, without any ado, let's begin. I'm gonna open this right line and just gonna yeah, zoom in. Now, to get the date time, current date time, you just use datetime dot now. And since I am using right line, or even if you're using log messages, you should be able to only provide the string data to it. Hence, since the datetime now is a date type of format, so we can't go with this, or it would just throw an error. So I just need to convert this into a string. To convert this into a string, it's very simple. It's dot toString, and datetime is a structure. As you could see, if you hover into it, the UiPath itself gives you an information. It's a structure system data and time, and now it's a one of the read-only property date dot now as date, which is a function. Now let's run and see what the data or results it gives us. So like you see here, it gave informations of date and the time, right? In hour, hours, minute, and seconds. This is DD, MM. Sorry, this is MM, DD, and YY. Now let's do one thing. Let me take a sequence and put it over here. Now let's just rewrite this entire thing, more readable format. Today's date. Okay. Now let's do some changes in this. As you could see, as you have seen earlier, you got date and time. Now, how to get only dates instead of time? To do that, it's again simple, date and time option. Earlier date time, I'm using date and time. See the differences. date and time dot. Now you see your date string. Just select that. Either you could go with this. Okay. Let me do one thing just to make it clear for you. Um, they you print date, okay, and environment dot new line. It's basically, why there are multiple options available in UiPath wherein you can print dates. That's why I'm just typing in this manner. So first one would be that using, let me write indexing as well, using date string function. This is my date string function. Now let's do one more time, new line. Okay. Mm, just a second. Now in here, again, I'll just copy this entire thing, copy entire thing, paste over here using another function called today dot toString, right? Now today function. Let's change this number into 2. And another option that we have is, I think this should be possible. Yeah. Another option is, let me copy entire thing and paste it here and delete this thing. Okay. Now, third option, using our same thing, date time dot now, but instead of toString, I'm just gonna use dot to short date. Okay, and one more option we all have. Let me just show you that too. I'm gonna copy everything. Instead of to short date, I'll go with toString itself, but it I'm just gonna print it as DDMMM and then 4 times Y. So let me read this. Okay, so what did I do now, right, just now? You can print the only date in multiple ways in UiPath. Okay, so for one option would be using date string, this one, date and time dot date string. Another option is date and time dot today dot toString. Another option is that date and time dot now dot to short, or you can just use toString with the format. Let's run this and check. You see here? Oh, my bad. So if you could see here, using date string function, I only got the date. Using today function, I got the date. Yeah, it did not print the minute, hours, minute, and second because I just gave toString, right? Hence, that is the reason. Instead, if I mention dot to short, it would have given the same result of third point that you see here. This way, it would have printed. And dot toString with the formatting, if I did here the same thing, I would have got it in this format. So this is how different way you can achieve printing the date. Now let's focus on how to print the time. I'm just going to use the same thing earlier and just change the context. First one would be using date and time dot time string. I will get the time And here in this, just dot time of day dot toString, and instead of this, let's do the to sorry to short time, or a normal approach is HHMMSS. Let's test and see. Print time, see, all of them are uh, we are getting the time as per our requirement. Now in here you see here it came with the date also, but the date you see 01010001. It's a default value. Similarly, how it was happened earlier about 00 minutes, seconds, and hours, right? So that same concept here also applies. If you use dot to string with formatting or dot short time, you won't be able to see all this stuff. So that's how you get the system dates from the using UiPath. Now let's understand how we can perform the date time or arithmetic operations. So say I have date 1 and date 2. Okay. Now let's do one thing. Let's do that. These are the string variable. 12 May 2025. And date 2, let's make it as 15th May 2025. Now I have two dates, but I need to make sure that first I need to convert them, right? Uh, into datetime. These are the string type. Now I need to convert them into first a datetime format. To do that, it's very easy to convert your datetime into string into datetime. It's just that datetime dot parse datetime dot parse exact. Okay. Now your string, as you see, S as a string, format as string, and provider. Now my string is date one, and format is I need dd mmm yy. This is my format. Okay, and then system dot uh global globalization dot cultural info dot default current culture. That's what I'm going to use. This is just to avoid any regional date manipulations. Now I have done with this, and now let's mark create it as date uh, value 1. Now I need to change this data type because it will throw an error. You cannot convert from date to string because this is my string, right? And the value I have is the date value. So I need to have a format of date. So I'm gonna select date format system.datetime. Now this is done. Now same thing, let's delete this out. Same thing, copy and paste and just change this into date 2. Also just change this into date 2. Everything remains same. Here I need to change this date 2 to date time string. Done. Now I have two dates. Now we go back to our normal. Let me zoom in. We go back to our normal functions that that UiPath provides. Date and time dot date differ. So here you need to provide the interval. So interval is that date interval. Just type date interval dot. You will get it. Day of year or something. So day I'm gonna mention. Next is date 1. So date value 1 comma date value, sorry, date value 2. Now the output would result in a it's not in a string format. So let's see what is there. If you see here, it you cannot yeah, basically you will have to change the date output of it. So to do that, to string, because the output of this would result in either int or long. So if I run this out, I should be able to get the date difference, which is exactly 3. So but 15th and 12th and 15th May, there are 3 days, right? So date, sorry, date differences, date difference. Yep, I got the answer. Now that's how you do the date manipulation. Now let's say you want to add date to the current date. So to do that, add say 1 day to current date. To do this, it's again very simple. DateTime dot now dot add, sorry, add days. Okay. Now inside it +1. Now here again this results in a date parameter. So you need to convert into two strings. So this is what I have done. DateTime dot now. This is the function that you need to use. And here you need to mention what is the number of date that you need to add. If I run this out, oh sorry, not debug. Let's just run it. Okay. So add one date from current date, which is exactly what it is doing, 15th to 16th. Now let's do one thing, subtract 1 day from it, right? Subtract 1 day from current date, which would be just, you need to mention -1 instead of +1, -1. That's all. Let's run and see. You see, subtracting -1 is 16th, 14th. So this is how you perform a daytime manipulation. Now, as I mentioned, for formatting, you just need to use dot to string. Inside dot to string, I mean, after that dot to string, you need to mention the format you need. Either if you want it in a only hour, minute, and second, you can just mention it in this format. If you want the date, you can just mention it in this format. So that's how you perform the daytime manipulations in UiPath. Okay. Now, last one, which I wanted to talk about is how to convert the time zones. Now, currently I am in the Indian Standard Time Zone. So, however, let me just show you an example with how to convert the time zone. To do that, first thing is that time zone, just time zone info dot, okay, convert time. Inside convert time, you need to mention the date in date format. So we have date 1, right? Date value 1, which has already been converted into date format, and destination time zone as time info. So to do that, again, you need to do time zone info dot find system time zone by ID. Mention what is the time zone. So for example, central, I need CST. So central uh, S is standard time, right? And this should be it. Now, to string, to short date. Okay, let's run this out. CST time. Now, as you see, the CST time has been converted to CST time. You may see that some times are mismatching because currently I am in the IST time zone. But this is how the format of converting your current uh, converting one time zone to another time zone. So far, we have seen how to perform our date manipulations. Now, let us dive into a real-time scenario-based use case, which is basically you have an Excel file wherein, for now, only have one column and one column B. But in future, you may end up having multiple columns and you may have to update in one particular column. So, to achieve this date formatting, here what my requirement is that I have a column A which contains date and time. I need to print column B which will only contain the dates. Now to achieve this, let's start from Excel application scope. Okay. Oh, sorry, my bad. Let's close this off. Let's take a sequence first. Okay. Now inside the sequence application scope. Inside application scope, use Excel range, provide the path of the Excel. Now read range. Inside read range, Excel dot sheet. Okay. Let the checkbox as is. Now let me store it in DT records. Let's take a right range. Okay. Let's type same thing. Let's copy and paste destination. Oh, okay. Sorry, my bad. Let's copy and paste a destination, and this would be DT records. Okay, and exclude the header. We are done with this, but we are not completed yet. Whatever we have read, we have printed it, but we need to update column B. To do that, for each data row, search for it, use that activity. Now DT records. Now use assign activity. In here, open the expression window. Now what I need? Update date, right? So I need to update the date. So DT records of uh, updated data. Okay, so this is what I need to, oh, not DT records, my bad. Current, current row of updated date. Here, I need to print current row of joining date dot toString. If I do this much itself, then basically I'm just reprinting whatever it is there in here. I don't want that. I need to truncate the dates. To do that, again, as we talked about earlier, DateTime.ParseExact, our string date. And now this is the tricky part. You need to understand what is the format it is here. It's you see here year, month, date, hour, minute, and second. Now exactly type it over here. Year, month, date, hour, minute, seconds. Right? Now, after that, you need to provide the information of format provider, which is system.globalization.cultural.info dot invariant culture. Now, just to avoid the regional formatting. Done. You're done. You should be able to get the data. Just to show you, this is what the entire syntax looks like. Datetime path, current, your string, your formatting type, and then cultural. But we are not done yet. If you see here, if I just keep it until this, again same thing I'm printing. I'm not formatting the data. Format the data, you need to mention toString of DD. I need it in a DD YYY format. So I'm mentioning that. Now we are done. Okay. So let's save this, close this, run this. Now let's open our Excel file. You see, I made a mistake of removing the instead of exclude a header, I should have kept it, but that's okay. But you see, this is what we wanted and we have achieved it. So that's how you perform the date manipulations in the Excel file. Yeah, that's it for today. I hope this helps you understand how to perform a date time manipulations and work on real-time use cases. Now, before I end this session, I'm just going to remind you again, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so, like, share, and comment. And yeah, that's it. Have a great day. Bye. Stay safe.